Hello there.
Hello there.
Welcome to Multi-Tap episode 5. This week is going to be a special.
The real episode 5.
Yeah, the real episode 5. So I was going back and I was realizing that episode 2 has in the thumbnail it says episode 5 for like YouTube. I was too lazy to go back and change it. So anyways, yeah, the real episode 5.
The true 5.
True. It's a special one. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say that, like, it is a very special one that we have planned for you today. And that's because, as per the usual, that is asinine. That is absolutely asinine that picks up. That's that loud. But, as per the usual, it is not planned. If you think we have a plan, you guys are...
You clearly haven't been paying attention.
Nobody has been paying attention. Anyways, yes, this is a gaming... No, not necessarily gaming. We touch on a lot of gaming. This is a nerd culture-centric podcast. It's not really about anything. It's not a news podcast, but we will touch on current events.
And who's gonna touch on those current events?
I don't know, but I'm rubbing my nipples real hard for you guys. I promise we're gonna get a fucking video camera in here, and you're gonna see just how unattractive that looks.
That being welcome. You?
Rubbing my nipples?
No,
yeah.
Just you.
Oh, ow, hurtful,
but true.
I need 10 minutes to decompress. Okay. Anyways, this is a random shoot the shit. We don't have anything really planned. We're not.
If you've been listening up to this point, you know what you're in for, pretty much.
Yeah, we're like 10 minutes in. This is a clusterfuck, man. Huh. Anyways, this podcast comes out every Thursday. You can get it 2 days early over on patreon.com/GamesTechMM, where for just $1, you can find yourself being one of our patrons. You also get exclusive access to our comedy podcast, Freeballin', which is not a nerd censure. It's where we touch on
literally anything. We
touch on everything that we wouldn't typically bring up here. So... yeah, that is the gist of it. Bruno, what? How you been, man? How you been? I'm just gonna. How you been? We're gonna lead with that.
I've been all right. Just kind of chilling recently. I've been trying to do a lot more outside of games so far as like nerd culture is concerned. I've still been playing a few things, but I'm trying to read a bit more, and I've been really enjoying that actually. What about yourself?
You been reading The Witcher?
Yeah, I'm liking it.
How far in are you?
A few chapters. I try to fit it in whenever I can. There's not much with school and all. Because nowadays, no time to read whatsoever.
No. Reading's kind of useless. I'm kidding, you guys. Read just every once in a while so that more of you aren't fucking morons that encounter people even slightly a good amount of brain cells to where they can form a thought and really just gather that fire together to make a real cohesive just a single thought so that you can go out into the world and not be an asshole.
There's a lot put into that.
Yeah. So anyways,
a lot for just a how you doing.
I'm tired. What have you been what you been playing?
Well, we played a little bit of Call of Duty today, Modern Warfare on PS4. That was pretty fun. Other than that, not too much. I did play a little bit more Witcher 3 again. It's always fun going back to play that one. I still need to beat it. There's just so much to do.
I haven't played any of that.
It's so good, though.
Yeah, I haven't played any more Witcher since then. But honestly, dude, like I'm gonna be 100%. I'm glad you brought that up, like The Witcher 3. I don't know what the fuck it is, but for whatever reason, every single goddamn the best RPG. You know how these lists pop up every
Yeah.
fucking year, sometimes every couple months.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, everyone's been putting The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt
As
in the
like it's
top
top
three.
three, yeah, or number
Today
one
I saw
a
one that was
lot.
number one from fucking the one who always does that fucking Mojo or whatever it
Oh,
is.
Watch Mojo.
Yeah,
It's not a number one. It's not a top three.
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you all that. I mean,
They didn't put
depending on what.
Skyrim on that list.
Oh,
Best open world games. Skyrim wasn't up there, nor was Oblivion, but
Okay.
Morrowind was.
Okay,
because they're
all
real
the way
gamers.
off. No. Morrowind's goddamn awful.
Yeah, Morrowind at the time
Oh yeah,
was
without a doubt.
but like Morrowind aged poorly. That's
yeah,
like saying
Oblivion aged well, Skyrim aged well,
Oblivion
clearly
aged
because
well,
it's still
Skyrim
on
aged well.
everything.
But that's like me making a top 10 RPG list and constantly throwing like KOTOR in there.
Yeah,
It's like those games don't hold up. They're a game of their time, and that's fantastic.
And I think that should be
great.
part of the criteria for any top whatever.
No,
game
not
list.
me. When you say all time, that's all time. I'll give you that one, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to the argument that there aren't better games that fit that position than Morrowind. And I guess what my entire point is Morrowind was the bar when it came out. But again, it was a game of its time. It's now no longer like that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Morrowind is never going to actually make a I don't even suggest people go back and play it now.
I did.
It's not very
was
good, is
so just boring. There's no substance whatsoever for real.
I mean, there was for the time.
No, and I
There
understand
was
that it's
nothing
just
better to play.
yeah,
Morrowind
but like
was great.
after playing Oblivion and Skyrim and even every other RPG that we've had within the past even just 5 years, it's just
Yeah,
it's rough to play.
They all learned from Morrowind.
Yeah,
and
it's a
KOTOR
lot.
And
I mean, I definitely respect it for what it is, but yikes, like playing just even an hour of that game feels like fucking 10 years.
yeah, it is. What do you think that is when it comes to like I notice RPGs age pretty fucking bad. Why?
I think it comes. I think one of the main things it comes down to is the way the combat is designed and a lot of the UI that you use. Because I think if you have a combat system that's sometimes it's too unique and that doesn't work.
No, because whatever's popping at the time. Yeah.
Or sometimes you use one that's already kind of dated as is, and then naturally it gets older and doesn't work well. But I think it comes down to your UI, your combat system that you have, and also the world that you're exploring. I think the world and the characters, that's of course for any game, but specifically RPGs because you have to invest that time. Like a lot of it specifically with your character and who you interact with and where you go, things like that. I think that has a great deal to do with RPGs and sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things about KOTOR that is really good is because it's within the realm of Star Wars and all that. There are a lot of interesting characters to talk to, a lot of interesting places to go. But there's just not a lot to kind of cushion that or back it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why it's smart to go with like a turn-based kind of strategy. Was. Now games are pretty good. Fuck. Anyways, yeah, RPGs, sorry for the immense cutting, but we are having some fucking technical issues like a bitch today.
They're not even just like difficulties, they are just fucking anomalies.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I think going with a turn-based strategy for RPGs, like a turn-based combat system, kind of ensures the longevity of your game. Like I can go back and play an old Final Fantasy game at any point in time.
Yeah,
Like up until the
I do that.
PlayStation, then they kind of become unplayable because they
I
try
go
to go
back
with
and
like
play
a
7.
stylized.
I go back and play 7 a lot. But that's
Yeah,
because it's 7.
yeah,
It's kind of the one a lot of people probably go back and play.
yeah. It's not fantastic though when you go back and play it. Like
No,
graphically, it's
no.
kind of
There's
bad.
one other turn-based game that I'll go back and play again is Lord of the Rings Third Age. But once again, it's because it's Lord of the Rings.
I
But
don't. Third
it's
Age is really
not.
good. I don't particularly. It wasn't a good RPG game. It was a good Lord of the Rings RPG.
Which,
It
of
was the
course,
best one we got.
at the time, yeah. Because now,
No,
I'd say best Lord of the Rings RPG game, probably Shadow of Mordor.
that's not an RPG.
Action adventure RPG.
No. RPG specifically, you have to control your stats.
You do, though.
No. You have a skill tree. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like skill trees are quite different than, like, for example, in an RPG, I can gain an ability because of story, but it's not like on the skill tree.
But you do gain, like, you do increase your health and your wraith stuff, like some of those other meters as well. So that's why I'm thinking it could fall within the
Yeah,
like
but like you
just kind of touch on it.
I don't know, man. That'd be kind of hard to call it an RPG because it would have to be role playing. And I don't like Zelda is not an RPG. It's just an open world action game.
Fair. Separate tangent though. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
I don't know.
I guess I'll to just
Someone's gonna correct me and be like, "You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about." I don't
maybe.
get all technical on. Well,
maybe.
I guess I kind of just
But
did, but
just to find a nice way to end that to go into the next what have you been playing?
death. Holy shit! Sorry, I drank coffee wrong. God damn it. I have been playing. Shit. What have I? I've been playing a little bit of Kakarot and then just some Call of Duty.
Yeah, we both really
Other
haven't
than
been playing
that,
too much.
No, I haven't been playing too much at all.
Yeah.
Not at
Huh.
all.
What have you been watching then?
Umbrella Academy and I don't know. Nothing other than that. Just some Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, Umbrella Academy is really good. Finally, I'm glad that
yeah,
you finally went
yeah.
back to it to finish it up.
And then I will admit, as much as I hate Harry Potter, I've been watching the Harry Potter movies
We're almost done.
just to prove to you that they are true pieces of shit.
We're almost done. We have 2 more.
So far, they're
Two more
true
movies.
pieces of shit. True
2
pieces
more movies
of shit.
though. You made it this far. You have to commit.
I don't though. They fucking suck. I hate J.K. Rowling. I hate how lazy her writing is.
You could have mentioned all of this on any other thing, but we are not going to talk about hate. I'm kidding. We do
I was
that
gonna
all
say
the time.
towards fucking what?
We talk about hate all the time.
Yeah, we do. We hate a lot of things.
Just about almost maybe nothing. Or everything, depending.
Something like that.
Or sometimes we love something too much. It's just an unhealthy amount of both.
You ever love yourself too much?
Nope.
And that's where you can't even do anything with it anymore. You've loved yourself so much too many times in a day. My record's 12. What's yours? I'm kidding. It's way higher than that.
No, I'm not even.
What were we talking about?
I asked you what you were watching, and you said Harry Potter. But
okay, what?
So that pretty much explains
the entire fuck is
that explains what I've also been watching too. Then pretty much is Harry Potter as well. Nothing else.
Yeah, it's literal fucking trash.
Anyways, just because I don't want to disagree,
Literal trash.
I do disagree, but I don't want to get into this right now. We'll get into that some other time, probably
Yeah.
after. But
Yeah,
we'll
probably.
move forward
Probably.
to the things.
I guess we can.
to talk
We can move
about.
forward.
We have many things.
You suck.
Anyways, there's no segue I have for that, but I don't want to get into that. We got our things to talk about. Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. My first little bit of information I have for you, which we talked about a little bit before this started, is Borderlands, Gearbox developed game and published by 2K, is getting a movie.
Okay.
And it's getting directed by Eli Roth, which, if you don't know who Eli Roth is, he directed recently, his most recent movie is The House with a Clock in the Walls, which that was the movie that had Jack Black and Cate Blanchett. I didn't see it, but that's his most recent film. It's being produced by Avi and Ari Arad, who, Avi being the CEO and founder of Marvel Studios, which is the movie section of Marvel Entertainment. I believe, though, in 2006, he left to start his own production company, but he has produced pretty much every Spider-Man movie ever and a lot of other Marvel movies. But they're producing it, and then the script is being penned by a man named Craig Mazin, who did Hangover Part 2 as well as Chernobyl.
Here's my problem with Borderlands the movie, right? We already have Mad Max movies going back to the 80s, the literal movies these games are based on. What do we need another one for? What do we need a rip-off one for? We do not need a great value Mad Max.
You're right, we don't, but I think,
Like, these games only exist because Mad Max games didn't exist.
But do you think it's a possibility that they could do it better than Mad Max? Or
the movie?
Is it possible?
Do you think it's possible that Uncharted's going to do Indiana Jones better than Indiana Jones does Indiana Jones?
No.
There's always an inherent problem with that. Even when someone does something shitty, they're never going to do it as good as the person that did it because there's so many nuances that go into their style of this. It is just that. You can mimic it, but mimicry is oftentimes more distinguishable than what is the word I'm looking for? Where it's like inspired by. You know what I mean? Those are two entirely different things, and this to me, because again, Borderlands story isn't. We talked about this before, but Borderlands story isn't particularly anything that's. It's not. No. It's not memorable. It's not good.
From what I understand of it, and I am not entirely sure because there's really hasn't been too much, except for who's directing, script, producing, blah blah blah. We just know that it's Borderlands game, pretty much in movie form, but doesn't mean necessarily it's based off of one of the games specifically. It could just be in the world.
So Mad Max, that's my biggest problem with this, is that it's even more blatant than the Uncharted movies. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I'm intrigued for sure. It's definitely not something that I'm probably, depending on how it looks whenever we eventually do get a trailer or whatever we get with from it.
Go end up seeing it.
Yeah, we probably will, but I don't know. I'm hopeful. I mean, Sonic's been doing pretty well. Not that that's something necessarily that we should compare it to because they're very different so far as type of movie that Borderlands would be compared to Sonic. But I'm just saying, maybe video game movies aren't. Maybe they're on a rise. Detective Pikachu did well. Sonic just beat that, and hopefully we're just on the up from here on out.
I really hope so, but
that Mortal Kombat movie looked pretty dope too. The animated one.
Oh yeah. Well, the animated ones are always really good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait though. For that Avatar live action, baby. Live action Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, that'll be.
It's gonna be so good.
hopefully done right this time. I think it will
Yeah.
be, or at least it'll be better than the movie that we got, of course, but
Yeah.
hopefully done right, like
Yeah.
truly done right. I can't wait till we see something from it. Like I just want a trailer so bad so that I can kind of hype myself up and hopefully not be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I agree. Anyways, what's your next thing you want to talk about?
Next thing I wanted to talk about was we had a few behind the scenes like set photo leaks of Robert Pattinson's Batman. We saw his suit again, but he wasn't the one in it, of course. It was his stunt double, and he had his motorcycle. It looked like there was some sort of like maybe perhaps chase scene almost going on. I don't know. There's no real context of what's going on in the scene entirely, but we do see the suit a bit more, and I just wanted to mention some of the things. Notably, of course, we finally see the bat ears. They're kind of thin, skinny, not super duper long ears at all. They're kind of on the like medium as far as length. He has lenses in his cowl, which he didn't have in the initial release that we saw with Robert Pattinson in the suit. So maybe this is just a different version of the suit that he's wearing for this particular scene. Who knows? Because, Batman has always been known to have different types of gadgets and suits and things for different, scenarios. So who knows if it's either the final version of the suit or maybe even the first version of the suit. We don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot to look at, and it looks pretty cool.
It was
still.
so
I'm digging the look.
I saw a breakdown. It's it borrowed from a couple different Batman suits. It was like 4 of them. Someone broke it down. It was pretty interesting. I was like, all right, people are gonna fucking either get really upset or fucking really love it. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, for me so far, it's been like my second favorite bat suit. My first being Ben Affleck's, but I really like the suit, and I think that it'll.
Fuck you, Adam West is really good. First favorite, period. It doesn't even come in the top 3. It's Adam West. Okay.
Your wrong opinions allowed, but wrong nonetheless.
Continue.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of throw out there that yes, we do see more of the suit. Could be just one version. Maybe we'll see more of it later. There's no cape on the suit that we see. Maybe they'll CG it in because they did do that with Batman vs Superman, Justice League, all those DC movies. They kind of some scenes they had capes for, but a lot of them they did CG the capes in afterwards. I guess that probably just makes it easier.
Would you be if your entire job was CGing Batman's cape?
I mean,
you were like, this guy's not cool enough to have a real fucking cape, so I got to CG it in.
At the same time, though, you're CGing Batman's cape.
So
it's Batman's cape.
Who fucking cares?
It's Batman's cape. Batman.
Yeah, but like, don't be a bitch and maybe just get a regular cape and a fucking fan.
I don't know. I think Batman's cape, whether if it's real or CG, it's Batman's cape. So it's a fucking dope cape. I feel like for this one, because we haven't seen a cape yet, I feel like this is going to be one of those ones where it's like super tattered and has like holes and shit in it. Like that raggedy look. Because I'm kind of getting that vibe from this.
Don't throw that out into the ether. Don't will that into existence.
Why? You don't think that would look cool?
No, I think it would look really cool, but I think Ben Affleck already did it. My man, what was Ben Affleck's nickname for the longest time?
What do you mean? Like his Batman?
No. He had like an older.
I don't know.
It was like an older. Maybe I'm thinking of his ship name for him and fucking J-Lo.
Maybe.
What was that ship name?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's probably what you're thinking of.
What was that?
Considering how much we can clearly tell how much you love ships by your tonic.
Speaking of which,
rant.
you can see what I'm talking about at youtube.com/GamesTechMM.
Plug. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I had to say about the suit. I was just seeing if you had any other thoughts on Robert Pattinson's Batman suit or the movie as a whole or anything like that.
No, it's a fucking Batman suit. I'm starting to not care about shit like this. Cause I never I never really cared. I just wanted to see something new and interesting and different. Except for when it came to Sonic, I would like him to very much not ever fucking do that thing. Other than that, I just want to see the fucking movie because, like,
Yeah, for sure.
I think we've gotten such shitty design choices over the years that I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? Let me just see what the fuck this movie's about because, like, Jared Leto's Joker was one of those. It was exactly that case.
Yeah, it was like an
It was,
eye-rolling amount of
yeah,
shitty design, though.
yeah. It was just a case of like really,
But it
this is the
definitely
shit
would
we're
have fit
doing.
if he were Jason Todd, but we don't know. We'll never find out. Whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter anymore.
Fuck. Time out. I gotta fix this. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry we really really fucked that one up. We had more technical issues, so that was fun. But we're hoping that you can tell that we got some issues fixed. Fuck, dude, this has been a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
But
Trucking through, though,
yeah.
for sure.
Yep. What?
Was the last thing I got?
Yeah. Was that the last thing you got?
No, I have one more thing.
Yeah, go for
It's
it.
pretty lengthy, but definitely something that just kind of quickly hit. I want to talk about Toy Fair, specifically Toy Fair in New York right now. It's still going on, but I want to talk about the releases that stuck. If I can speak, the releases that stood out to me more so than others. Then I'll just quickly go through them. That way we can kind of look at them and maybe see what. I mean, I know I'm looking forward to some of them. I know you don't particularly collect anything, but even still.
No. You find a way to mansion. Boy, you found a way to mention it something every goddamn time. No, you find a way to mention toys every goddamn time.
I think they're very fascinating, but I'll go through real quick. So McFarlane Toys, of course, they were there, and the thing that stood out for me with them mostly was they have the Arkham Asylum Batman and Joker releasing that they're going to have, and then they're also going to have Mortal Kombat 11 figures being Spawn, Baraka, and Kitana. Those are the ones they showed off. Then next up we got Star Wars, and there's a lot of them for Star Wars that I'm pretty much looking forward to. We have
and what? Hold on, my bad. What was the event that they were showing all this shit at?
Toy Fair New York.
And explain what that is.
It's pretty much a pretty big expo. Goes over like a few days where they just announce and show off a lot of these toys coming for the next months, and a lot of them look really cool. And you, of course, have your big toy companies there showing off some of their pretty badass things, if I do say so myself.
Dope. Someone's gonna get on one day and be like, "They're fucking action figures, man." But call them the toys. Anyway, so the MK11 ones.
Yeah, the NK11 ones, and then, like I was saying, Star Wars has a bunch of shit that I'm looking forward to. They have a new Black Series vehicle thing, which they haven't really done one in a while, but it's the Snow Speeder, and it comes with Dak. I know you remember Dak. He was Luke's co-pilot. Mm-hmm. And then, other than that, they have a lot of shit for Mandalorian releasing coming from Black Series, where they have a Baby Yoda Black Series thing coming out.
No one's surprised.
They have animatronic Baby Yoda coming out, and they also have this really dope Lego set coming out for the Mandalorian, where it's the Razor Crest, which is his ship, of course, from the show, which it's going to have 5 characters, one of which being a Lego Baby Yoda, which is pretty cool for any Baby Yoda fans. I'm more so excited for the set itself and that it's the fucking ship, because it looks really dope.
Yeah, you really like Legos. Like,
yeah, like it's
to put it in
unhealthy.
Perspective. It's yeah. Maybe just a little bit.
But lastly, so far as Toy Fair is concerned, I just want to talk about how Marvel has some pretty cool ones coming out. They have, for their Marvel Legends line, they announced that they are going to be doing the X-Men movies finally. And they haven't done any of the X-Men movies thus far. But the ones we're getting, we got a good bit from Deadpool 2. So we have like Cable, Domino, Deadpool, Negasonic, people like that. And then we also are going to have some other movies. We have Charles Xavier, which is going to come with a changeable head. That's going to have one that's Patrick Stewart, one that's James McAvoy. Then there's going to be a Magneto.
That's fucking blasphemy. I'm going to stop you right there and say that it should only be Patrick Stewart's head. Nothing against James McAvoy. He's a brilliant young man, but
You're only down for
but
Charles Xavier
Patrick
as Patrick Stewart?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Then they have the Magneto one, which is going to have Michael Fassbender as one optional head, the other one being Ian McKellen.
For whatever reason, I wanted to say Captain Picard. I almost fucked that up.
And then they're going to have 2 Wolverine ones coming out. I think both from X-Men Origins. One with his like weird leather jacket that he got from that scene where he was naked and went to this couple's farmhouse and they kind of took him in and then they die later. Not relevant though.
Okay.
And then the other one is him in his classic like white beater with the bone claws as optional hands that you can swap in and out for the metal claws.
They're just like, hey, there's this naked guy.
A naked guy in the barn. We might as well take him in.
We've been talking
give
about
him
doing
clothes.
it. Can we go ahead and can we add a third to the bedroom? And he's like, I don't see why not. Little did they know they were going to get the bone claws.
And then the last thing Marvel showed off, which was actually from today, but I thought it was definitely worth mentioning on here.
Yeah.
They showed off some toys from Square Enix's upcoming Avengers game, which I thought was really cool because the design for the characters in the game are already, I think, pretty unique and pretty cool to see. Like a not necessarily fully different take on the design, but I like it.
I think they're...
But
I've
they
been
got
coming
some
around.
toys for that announced.
I think their designs are pretty trash for the new game.
I like them.
They literally look like great value versions of all the MCU.
That's
and
fair.
that's my problem. Like
Yeah,
just
that's fair.
give me it's like that
it.
uncanny valley thing. Just give me
The alternate skins, I don't know if
different-
you've seen any of the alternate skins that have been shown from
Are they
either
like
toys
real
or
comic
like
stuff?
leaks. They're I wouldn't know. I'm not a big Marvel Comics person. I'm more so DC so far as the comic books go, but they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, I almost forgot. Last thing I'll mention about Toy Fair, because it's the last thing I have on here, is Darth Revan Black Series lightsaber for the Elite
that
Series.
does look pretty cool.
That
action
shit is
figure
dope.
looks cool.
So
Revan,
the cool thing about it is, one, that it's Revan, but I wish it were 2 separate sabers. It's unfortunately just one, and the hilt that it is, it's going to be his purple saber, but you can change the color from red or purple, but the hilt is for his purple saber. I know no one cares,
so cool.
but that's what it actually is. But it's part of the Elite Series, so you can like take the blade out. It's going to have better lights and sounds, all that shit that, you know, if you're really into the lightsaber collecting, you're going to love it. It'll probably be really fun to have, and I think it's the first time we've ever had an officially licensed Legends character actually have as like a lightsaber, to my knowledge at least.
An official Legends lightsaber
Or wait, no,
release?
he's actually not Legends, but someone who was Legends rather, like an Old Republic lightsaber, officially licensed.
He's not really all that much. They could entirely have someone else who's Revan. They really haven't
That's true.
retconned him being Legends.
Yeah, I guess we'll.
Like as much as I love Revan, and I wish.
Well, the only thing that gets me with that is with every other Black Series action figure they come out with that is from Legends, they put Legends on it, and his is the only, his does not say Legends on it.
Say, no.
And then remember, they came out with the Jedi Revan figure recently too. That one didn't say Legends on it.
Yeah, so I'm very curious to see what they do with it, because they got to change at least some of it, right?
I don't know. I mean, they have to change it to make it fit whatever their current canon is and what story they're going for. But for real, because we haven't seen any of what that is, we don't know. So they could try to keep it exactly the same and maybe just change some of the setting of it, like who's involved within his story. Maybe try to add some more important people, or maybe create new people to put into it. Who knows?
I can never remember dude with the mask.
Which dude with the mask? There's a lot of them.
From KOTOR 2.
Which one? The one that looks kind of like a skull?
Yeah, the one, the like main dude
Darth
with the
Nihilus.
mask.
Darth Nihilus, I believe is how you say that. I don't know.
Yes.
It's a hard name,
Yes.
but it's something like that.
That is the name.
I like Darth Malgus a lot. His mask is really dope when he gets his face all fucked up.
I think Malgus can suck a cock.
What do you have against Malgus?
Nothing.
Oh, just
I just
hating on all the Sith Lords.
no one said anything about hating. That was your homophobia kicking in and telling you that second cock is somehow bad.
Whoa.
You see how I did that? You see that Jedi mind trick? You see that? Wow.
That wasn't a Jedi. That was a Jedi mind fuck. That's what that
That
was.
was clever. That was clever of you to say it that way.
Anyways, that's all I have for my little tidbits to throw out there of what I think is worth.
We're gonna have to stop
noting
talking.
Within
I'm gonna one day when everyone is like, we're not listening to this goddamn podcast because they go on about toys for 20 fucking minutes every fucking time. I'm gonna kill you one day, Bruno.
I know, but not today.
You looked at me so weird when I cannot wait till this is on video. They're gonna be like, why is he rubbing his nipples half the time? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
He
it's
doesn't
not.
do
It's
it at
all
all
the time.
Oh no,
It's.
these are lies. These are falsehoods.
I'm literally doing it right now.
You can't prove it though.
Where's
Prove it.
Where's the phone?
Prove it.
I'm gonna.
Are
Right
you
now.
really about to? Oh God, don't do it.
What do you mean? Don't do it.
I wish you could throw in like a nice
Ooh.
rim shot with that. But
I could throw in a rim job.
ooh. Anyways,
What the fuck is a rim shot?
but I believe that that's what that's called. So
Oh. I always thought rim shots were.
it's a term also, I guess, in basketball, right? When they hit the rim of the basket, or is that what it's the basket or the hoop? I don't know what it's called. I don't sport, as you can probably tell by the
holy
shit I talk
shit.
about. I talked about fucking toys for a good few minutes. Clearly, I don't fucking know if it's a basket or a hoop. Shit, I don't even know. I know Quidditch. Segue back to Harry Potter. I know Quidditch. I know Quidditch pretty damn well.
Jesus. Why is this my life? God, you could have made me born as literally anything else, and you chose this.
Well, this should go on with his topics then. What do you have for us?
A bunch of shit. A bunch of shit. A bunch of shit. No, I don't have a whole lot today. I just want to talk about two things. Honestly, one of them is just a quick. There were some updates on the Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah,
And,
so
I was reading up on that too.
A lot of them weren't really the most notable one. A lot of them were just rehashing old points. But Microsoft has consistently done this thing where they like leak a little bit of information out at a time, just so that we go a certain period of time while. Oh, excuse me. We definitely go X amount of time. We don't go X amount of time. I'm sorry. It's so late, you guys. I'm sorry. We don't go X amount of time without acknowledging, like without being like, oh yeah, Series X is coming. Just that little droplet, little. That's
Salt
Mama
Bay.
Bird. Mama Bird giving what? Salt Bay.
A little bit of that Salt Bay sprinkle.
Maybe I was gonna make a Mama Bird joke with the.
Whoa, where was that going?
Just a little Mama Bird giving you a little bit, so that we could take out the entire colony one day. One day, world domination. I don't know where it's going. Anyways, but what
Xbox.
my point is, the most notable one though is this. It's basically a cross buy, saying
Yeah, I
that for
saw that.
all their now they said it a little bit disingenuous. For all their games though, there is the option to buy them on Xbox One and get them on Series X, right? Yeah. And this will be an automatic thing for their first party titles, which is pretty good considering that they're not going to have exclusive for the first 15 to 18 months. Microsoft's already said this. Now, however, they said that it will be open to third-party developers to use this feature. The official Twitter for the Cyberpunk 2077 game basically came out with a state. They were like, yeah, fuck yeah. If you buy on Xbox One,
you'll get on Series
So
X.
CD Projekt Red, who developed Cyberpunk 2077, clearly, they actually literally said no gamer should have to buy a game twice. And like, within the same ecosystem, I 100% agree with them.
Yes.
Like if you want to play on two different ecosystems, I really don't see how that would work where you get to bring it over. Like if you want to play on that platform, you're also paying for the platform. You're not just paying for the game, which is why
fair, I think.
Yeah, it is fair. I think if they want to cut out some of that Steam bullshit though, because look, people who distributors take a large cut, like a very large cut. So Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, they all take 30% of anything you buy from them, which is why, like, for the longest, like, it's the reason why you can't buy, for example, it's the reason why you can't buy skins from the PlayStation Store in Fortnite, okay? Or why, like, I notice on that game in particular, when my son goes to play on PlayStation versus fucking PC, he has his currency on one and not the other.
Oh, for real?
Like he has his V-Bucks, yeah. So he has to buy them
So which
on
one does it keep it on?
PC. As long as you buy them on PC, you're good.
Oh.
You buy them on PlayStation Store, you can only use them on PlayStation Store.
That's whack.
Now, it doesn't give you any less. It doesn't make certain things more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like if a skin's worth 15,000 of their credits or 1,500 of their credits, right? If he buys the credits on PlayStation, he can't buy the skin on PC. But he can just go on his PlayStation, buy the skin for 1,500 credits.
And then it's just to keep them on PlayStation?
It's to keep those credits on PlayStation.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So that, like, basically they're maximizing their money. Because I do agree, like, Epic makes a lot of money. They're not the best company to really look at whenever you have this conversation. But 30% is too much. It's too much to simply be the distributor. But because there's nowhere else to go, what are you going to do? You're going to tell them no? Or you're going to tell Steam no? You're going to tell PlayStation no? Only Epic has been making this viable. And like, look, I kind of understand what people are saying about the whole fucking Epic Store thing, but I don't really care. I don't give a fuck. Like, I think that's getting way too into the weeds. Ultimately, I want developers to make as much money as they possibly can so that they can keep making the awesome games that they want to make.
Yeah.
And if those games turn out not to be awesome anymore, then they're not going to make money off of it and the market will decide. And people can hate on that idea, but like it is fucking true. If it's not good, it's not going to sell.
And it's the best way for that to work because, like you said, the market will take control. And so we kind of will see what we want, what we don't want, and we'll get stuff to mirror that.
Yeah, and like, look, sometimes there are things that I don't think are very good that are popular, but the market's deciding, and that's the way that it is. That doesn't mean that there's not a market for the stuff that I like. It's just not popular. That's fine. Most of the things I like are not popular.
What about Harry Potter, though?
I fucking hate Harry Potter. Anyways, so there was that. I think that's really awesome. The next thing I do want to talk about is a update on a story we previously talked about. We've been updating it slowly, but basically, everyone's saying that coronavirus wasn't going to affect anything, which again, we warned it kind of looked like it was going to, and it was definitely too early to call. But now we're seeing the effects of coronavirus because it has gotten worse our thoughts are kind of with everyone,
Yeah,
South
for
Korea,
sure.
China, like everyone who
Any
has it.
yeah.
South Korea, China, and Italy are particularly bad right now. But this is why, so specifically, it's on the precipice, according to the World Health Organization, of becoming a pandemic. And we're not going to get into that here. That's for another podcast, you guys. That's for like, I don't know, whatever the fuck Alex Jones does. Um, but GDC is coming up, which is the Games Developers Conference, and that's over in Europe, Germany, right? Is where GDC is.
Yeah, I believe so.
Um, Gamescom's in Germany. What the fuck is GDC? I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter because there's a lot of people that got to travel for this. Facebook made this announcement. GDC is always a highlight of our gaming event lineup. However, the health of our employees and the wider games community comes before anything else. Due to the evolving health concerns around COVID-19, Facebook's AR/VR and gaming teams will not be attending GDC this year. COVID-19 is, of course, what they're calling coronavirus now. Sony as well said that they're not going to be there, saying we have made the difficult decision to cancel our participation in Games Developers Conference due to the increasing concerns related to COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. We felt this was the best option as the situation related to the virus and global travel restrictions are changing daily. We are disappointed to cancel our participation, but the health and safety of our global workforce is our highest concern. Valve as well said, with Half-Life Alyx coming March 23rd, we are working hard to meet demand for the Valve Index and want to reassure everyone that Index systems will be available. Whoa, what the fuck? It just jumped out of nowhere. Sorry, that's not what it said.
Imagine that.
Yeah, no, my phone jumped out of fucking nowhere. However, the global coronavirus health crisis is impacting our production schedules, so we have far fewer units for sale during the coming months compared to the volumes we originally planned. Our entire team is working hard right now to maximize availability. To receive a notification as soon as Valve Index is back in stock, please visit Steam and click notify me. And then Final Fantasy 14 was supposed to have some events for PAX East. Some Japan stuff is staying there. There were some other Neo 2 store experience events in Japan have been canceled entirely as well. This shit's getting kind of crazy. As far as the restrictions go on certain countries, there are certain countries that are enacting quarantines and so on and so forth. Long story short, this, like we said,
it's
going
been
to
progressing a lot
affect
faster than I thought it would.
production. Even me. So
Yeah.
so it's
And thankfully everyone's been making the right decision to kind of back out and not go to all these events for the benefit of everyone else. So it's good that there's that, at least with it. I know it's upsetting because we don't get to see such and such, but it's not worth it at all. But this like, I don't want to use the word crisis, but that's
no, it's
kind
certainly
of
a health
appropriate.
crisis. Yeah, it's just not a pandemic yet. For it to be a pandemic, it's got to be an epidemic on 2 separate continents, according to the World Health Organization, or WHO.
But we're pretty close to that, right?
Yeah, we are actually. They said that it's like a tipping point, but this is we're not gonna touch on it too much until it starts to get like we're just gonna update as it is. This is definitely affecting tech manufacturers though. But there was another, I wasn't even going to mention this because I completely forgot, but Xi Jinping, who is China's dictator, he's not their fucking president. They keep trying to call him president of the CCP, which is the Communist China's Party, People's Republic, or some shit like that. It's not a fucking republic. It's a dictatorship. It's a fucking joke. I'm not saying China's a joke. It's people, but its fucking government's a fucking joke. But as far as calling it a democracy, this is what's really crazy is that I'm not going to get into any conspiracies or anything, but a report almost went out the other day that was saying that Xi Jinping was saying go back to work, like everyone was cleared in the mandatory quarantine zones to go back to work, which there's confusion as on the incubation period as well. Like, we're kind of reporting 27 days, but they were saying 14. Now they're not sure if it's evolved or what it's done. So Xi Jinping saying go back to work because the economy has been affected was kind of a joke. And then they retconned it real quick. And they were like, whoa, never mind. That wasn't, it was just a draft of an announcement that we put out there. And it wasn't really approved by the proper channels. And I was like, you guys fucking suck. You're doing the worst damage control ever. But that is neither here nor there. Honestly, I just wanted to touch on all that. Neither Microsoft nor Sony has made a price announcement yet, which is not incredibly surprising. Everyone's like, we need an announcement soon. We need something. We need fucking anything. Why are they being so fucking quiet? And part of me is like, you guys do realize that for the longest time, like, consoles were announced at E3. Like, or maybe they were shown off somewhere else, but they definitely got their prices usually at E3, right?
Yeah, there's a certain time and a place.
Like, fuck me if I'm wrong, but...
Whoa.
Ooh, that's the new saying.
Please be right then, Jesus.
Please, I've never wanted you to be right so much in my life.
You even want yourself to be right.
Nah, not really. I want myself to be pretty wrong. But yeah,
Gross.
so that's it. Tech production, video game production. This shit is either going to cost a lot more or it's going to be affected.
For the tech production being stalled, is it the same type as before where it was just certain, like scarcity of certain products?
Yeah, scarcity of certain brands.
Still going to be, or is it getting on a larger scale than just that?
It's probably going to be on a larger scale relatively soon. But we won't see it on current devices for the next couple months. So, like, for example, just the nature of how these things work, we could not see any problems for a good couple months because they have back-ordered stock and so on and so forth. But on newer products, that's going to be a problem. Like this new iPhone, this iPhone 12, or... Well, what are they on right now? Fucking 11?
They're on 11 right now, yeah.
Okay, so the 11S.
Whatever they end up doing with it.
Most likely that's what it's going to be. That phone could be delayed quite some time.
Wasn't Nintendo having some production problems as well?
Yes. Those manufacturing problems aren't going to hit until April, though. I believe.
Was it just on Switch hardware?
Just Switch hardware.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but see, the problem is that anything that
hit.
comes from Foxconn, which is a sweatshop that almost every company runs in China, that I refuse to call anything other than it is the closest thing to slave labor you can get, while not technically being slave labor. Not to get on my high horse or anything like that. I use an iPhone, so on and so forth. But, like, I think we're okay with these things costing a little bit more money. Or, I don't know. These companies are worth shit tons of money. Like, in a stupid amount of money. They could definitely, if they were forced to either lower prices or so on and so forth, they could do that. But we're not going into that here. I believe that the market should talk there. And the market said that they don't really particularly care. But Foxconn is in China. And on top of that, Samsung said that one of their factories in South Korea had a coronavirus case. and they're already talking
Like
about
in the factory itself?
in the factory itself, and they're already talking about that it can live on surfaces for quite some time, long enough to infect, to spread.
Yikes.
And so they really want to stop this thing, but it is going to, like we said before, when everyone else was like, no, it's not even possible. You fucking dumbasses don't know what you're talking about. Don't believe internet hype, you guys. And I really agree with them most of the time. Like, you shouldn't believe internet hype, but like, you should be able to look at things and be like, I don't fucking know. That's looking pretty bad. And right now, production in these countries, it's not fantastic, man. Like, China's quarantined almost everything. People cannot leave the house to go to the grocery store. The fuck makes you think they're going to go make your electronics? Most of the production for a lot of these components come from China. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I just, of course, naturally would like for everything to, within time, hit a point where we just start finding a way to fix everything so far as the virus itself or anything like that. But it doesn't seem like that's where we're heading anytime soon. And I just wonder where we're going to hit so far as just from the manner of production for tech. I wonder how bad it's going to get in the coming months, or even, I guess it could just be weeks even, for real. But I guess that's what I'm wondering right now, is because we didn't think it would get to this, and then it did, and now it just seems to be getting worse. So now I'm just, that's my big question that I'm left with, is how much further does this go?
I don't know. And I think it'll halt production for quite a few things. I think we could see a lot of. We could see a stalled economy. We could see a lot. I mean, there's a lot of different ways this could go as far as like how it affects gaming and the tech you want and so on and so forth. If we have a stalled economy and it doesn't make sense to put out a new piece of hardware this Christmas because everyone had been out of work previously and so on and so forth. They've accumulated different debts, and so like because they couldn't go to work, or like, dude, it could be a really weird situation coming up where, like, I don't know, man, maybe we don't have new devices this year. Worst case scenario. I don't think that's going to be the case, but yeah, man, who knows? We definitely won't have the amount of shit that we think.
So if we didn't have,
I think for
all of these devices by like holiday season, that's usually when everything comes around.
No, I'm not saying. I think right at holiday season you're going to get enough. What I'm saying is, I think. Remember how back in the day scalpers used to be a real issue, just because production wasn't on the level it is today, and so someone could go and buy. They only let you buy one of this item or two of this item. That way, no one could go and scalp the shit out of them. And nowadays, you can't really scalp. Like, you see people attempt to try and scalp, and no one ever, like, they'll buy a fucking iPhone for $1,000 that just came out and put it on for like $2,500. No one's doing that anymore because we just have an abundance of iPhones. That's the only problem I think you're going to see. I think all the shit comes out this Christmas, but it's in huge demand. Like, so there's just not going to be enough of it. And for the first time in a long time, they haven't been able to produce what they need to.
Yeah. So you mentioned the worst case pretty much being that nothing gets produced by that time.
That they're not able to produce on a large enough scale.
Do you think that it's
release.
Wait a whole year until another attempt at release, or how long do you think that would be pushed back?
If it gets that bad,
if it hit that,
you're talking about economic, like the economic problems that would bring. I'm not entirely sure what would happen at that point, because like I'm not someone who even pretends to understand intricately this shit. I just go on trends and patterns, like basically. Well, I noticed that this has happened X amount of times. We've never had a situation like that in the sort of interconnected global economy that we have nowadays. I don't know. I don't know, dude. If we hit a recession while Europe did, because they're already talking about the situation in Italy might be close to getting the euro's economy like crashing the euro. I mean, you got to think, if no one's at work, no one's making money, no one's spending money. No one's spending money, then you're losing. They were talking about we could lose like they were saying that conservative guesses might be $1.1 trillion because of like globally. That's how much our economy might lose. So who knows, man? Like that's a lot of shit. But that's everything. So I'm not entirely sure. I I think that I think that if we get to a situation where they don't have anything to put out by holiday season this year, which again they would have to manufacture sometime in July. I could see shit getting pretty squirrely by then. But I don't know, man. I can't see that being. I don't know. I think we would have global concerns that are far worse before we're concerned about new tech that's coming out. If they really don't have anything to produce by this holiday season, it would be bad to the degree that like we wouldn't be worried about anything else. So I don't know. I don't know. Don't know at all. But yeah, man. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. So just to give a little exposition, this is something that's really been bothering me since we brought it up. What other video games do you think would actually make proper movies? Like movies, not TV shows, but movies. Proper
Movies.
Yeah. And do you think they're actually going to be made? Because apparently everything's being made nowadays. We're making Mad Max. We're making Great Value Mad Max. We're making all kinds of cool things.
I think GTA would be a pretty interesting movie to watch. It's just a gangster movie, pretty much, which isn't particularly hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
That one would be pretty easy to do.
Yeah, but they borrow so heavily from gangster movies. Do you think that they could actually do that?
Then at that point, it'd just be another gangster movie, which isn't inherently bad.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that's the thing I was kind of saying, kind of trying to get at before with Borderlands. It's Mad Max, but that's not necessarily meaning it probably won't be as good as Mad Max, but another type isn't necessarily bad.
Have you ever watched the old Mad Max movies?
Yeah, I've seen the first two. I never watched, what was it? Thunderdome was the third one?
Okay, so Thunderdome specifically is the one that heavily inspired Borderlands. It's the one that makes you think about like that kind of post-apocalyptic. What I'm saying is that it's not a post-apocalyptic like kind of like, okay, for example, Book of Eli is a Mad Max situation that doesn't completely rip off Mad Max. I guess that's what my only point is Borderlands rips off Mad Max so fucking hard, it's not even funny.
Do you think they would try to just go more sci-fi with it then?
Hey, what's up, you guys? This week's episode was kind of janky due to technical issues. Jesus, if I can talk, issues. If you made it to this point, we appreciate it. Typically, our podcasts go to at least an hour and a half, give you a little bit of girth, deliver the girth. But dumb jokes aside, this week was a bitch. We were honestly thinking about scrapping it all together, but we're not going to skip a week, and we promise that, even if it is coming with weird edits and so on and so forth. So I'm just putting this at the end of the podcast just to let you know this isn't typically how you should expect things. You should expect the typical hour and a half, very tight kind of podcast, but that was not this week for a myriad of issues. So that being the case, I definitely appreciate it, and we will do a little bit more gameplay and stuff like that this week. So definitely check it out. But I wanted to give the podcast a proper ending because our equipment, and we just had a million issues. But anyways, thank you very much for listening. Remember, definitely leave us a good review on Apple Podcasts. You can go to the Patreon, check that out if you want to, patreon.com/GamesTechMM. You can reach out to the Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, all same handles. We're probably going to be playing around with some different content this week, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, we definitely appreciate you. Take care.